This is an instructional video on how to install a rod end turnbuckle. The first things you're going to need are anti-seize, permanent marker, a tightening tool, or you can use a screwdriver, an adjustable wrench, a cap nut, a washer, a cutter, and a crimper tool. Right. So the first thing you're going to do is take your anti-seize. You want to put a little dab just on the end of the thread right there. You don't have to do much, and that protects the threads from locking up over time. So in a couple of years, if you have to tighten your cable rail, you'll actually be able to tighten it and the threads won't be stuck on it. Right. Next thing you're going to do is stick it through your post. Get your washer on first, then put your cap nut on. Tighten it as much as you can by hand. Right. At this point, you're going to take your turnbuckle all the way apart in 3 pieces there, and then you're going to put it back on and go 4 full turns in. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. So once you have the other end of your cable already attached, you're going to take your permanent marker and stretch your cable as tight as you can by hand. You'll notice that on this stud right here, there's a wrench spot. And you're going to make your mark just on the inside of that wrench spot, on the outside side of the turnbuckle. And that will be your cut mark. So you'll go ahead and cut your cable on that mark. Once you do that, you'll take your turnbuckle all the way apart again. And you'll take your stud piece, put it on your cable, and you're going to swage it twice. You're going to do once on the end, and then once towards the middle. Make sure that it's lined up in the cavity just right, otherwise you won't get a good crimp out of it. Right. And make sure that the stud is butted fully up against the cable, so the cable is all the way in the sleeve. You're going to crimp it once, move towards the middle of the stud, and crimp it twice. Once you get it crimped, you'll take your anti-seize again and do a dab on that thread and another dab on that thread. And again, that's just to protect it from locking up over time. You'll take your turnbuckle body and you'll put your turnbuckle back together again. Alright, do it as tight as you can by hand. That's as tight as I can do it by hand. The cable's still a little bit loose. So we'll need our adjustable wrench and our tightening tool to do our final tightening. So you'll take your wrench and just put it on that wrench spot right there. And that's just to keep the cable from spinning as you tighten the turnbuckle so it doesn't get all twisted. And you'll take your tightening tool, just go around. The longer the run, the more you'll have to turn it. This is a pretty short run, so you won't have to turn it much. Right. So you can tell it's pretty tight right there. So the only thing left is to run up your nuts against the turnbuckle body. Again, use your adjustable wrench on the nuts. You'll need to put your tool back in the turnbuckle to keep it from spinning. And just lock those down against the turnbuckle body. And what that does is it keeps that turnbuckle from moving over time so it stays where it's supposed to be. And that's it.